distinguished members of the faculty, fellow speakers to this first ever TEDx at TEDxIIM Nagpur, and my fellow learners. It's with immense pride that I stand before you and stand on a platform which is part of a great institution which makes all of us in Nagpur proud. And that's why I say that we are all here to learn. As you know that we are going to talk about the road ahead or what lies ahead. My chosen field has been hospitality. And that's what I would like to talk to you all about. Hospitality has been one of the oldest industry in the world. From the time when a first traveler was offered a glass of water at a well, from then to now, when all of us can order a meal by just tapping a few keys on our phone, the hospitality in essence has been only about one thing. And that one thing has been making people feel cared for. If there is no care, there is no hospitality. So the question is, what lies ahead? Are we going to have waiters who are robots? Are we going to have hotels which are totally automated? Or are we going to have sustainability side by side with the luxury? As I stand before you with an experience of 45 years in this industry, I have also been part of another life, which is my experience with not-for-profit organizations. And we are now all across the chain of hospitality business. But when you run such a diverse empire where you are on the one end in a restaurant, which I would call as a retail part of a hospitality business, to a banquet, which is the wholesale part of it. Here you feed people one by one, and here you feed people in large numbers. I have got an experience of working in social organizations across the board. The first and the foremost has been my involvement with JCI, JCs, the Young People's Organization. I was national president of JCs in 1983, and that made me travel across the length and breadth of the country. But that also gave me a chance to visit at least 25 countries across the world, be part of about 30 big conventions, congresses, conferences, and showed me what cultural exchange is all about. In fact, it gave me an opportunity to host a very big congress in Delhi. And something very interesting happened to me. How does these non-profits help you grow up in life? That's a great example of that. I was sitting across to the marketing manager of Taj Palace in Delhi, a very famed personality, Mrs. Gitanjali Iyer. She is no longer alive, but she used to be the one who used to read daily news on English channel of Doordarshan. And here I was sitting negotiating with her that I want to have your entire facility for 5 days. And the question was, Mr. Kamdar, how many people, how many persons guarantee would you do? I said 1,500 lunches across the board for 5 days. She says, fantastic, very good. Meets my quota. I'll give you the complete banquet facility, complete convention facility without any cost. When you get something free, even in those times, there's something else built somewhere else. So I asked what would be the cost of the meals that we would take. And pet came the answer, $12 per person. I told her, because I had somebody from our international organization with me, Frank Ferrar. He was a Canadian, but based in US. He says, Dilip, you don't have that kind of money to spend. So what happens? So I told Mrs. Iyer, typically in all the world congresses I had been to about 11 by that point of time. I said, it's a very simple meal salad, main course, which would be sandwiches or something like that, maybe a dessert, maybe something to drink. That's it. Nothing more, nothing fancy. And her answer helped me with everything that I have been doing now. She told me, Mr. Kamdar, your JCs, great. But every guest that's coming to your program, your convention, your conference, knows Taj for its hospitality. I may decide to give you this $12 menu even at 8, but like you are suggesting that cut out some items, I cannot do it because for JCs I cannot put this is an economy menu. Taught me a lot of things which have come me good in my journey so far. Every organization here, the Indus entrepreneur, taught me how to scale up businesses. The Withers Economic Development Council, an NGO which is totally dedicated to the economic development of easternmost part of Maharashtra, which is known as Vidarbha, also taught me that what is the correlation between development, economy, and other issues, which is my love currently, is something that taught me what alumni bonding is all about. An organization that started in 2010 because we saved 5 lakh rupee in a Golden Jubilee celebration. What to do with that 5 lakh rupees has taken me 15 years, but we have created a corpus of 20 crore rupees from that VNITA, which is being used for the betterment of all the facilities at the college. So these are the things that teaches you. What is hospitality all about? It's all about building communities, trusting people, creating high-performance teams. And where do you learn this? I never went to an IIM, but I certainly went to some of the best organizations that are on offer, and they taught me lessons which stand good to me in the life. So what happens then is that hospitality industry, everybody says that now that AI is coming, now that the information technology is taking over, now with the sustainability being there are some of the things that are never going to change. Because over a period of time, over a very, very long period of time, the hospitality has taught me some of the truths which are irreversible, which are always going to be there. What are these truths? The first truth about the hospitality industry is there is a need for human connection. At the core of hospitality industry, wherever you go, it is the warmth that matters. How does the person who is receiving you smile at you? How does the bell captain takes away your baggage and delivers it perfectly to your room? How does the room service respond to your calls? How is every small thing taken care of is what matters. My daughter works with Hilton Hotels worldwide. And because of that, we keep on traveling. We go to a lot of Hiltons. And recently, I had a great eye-opening experience when I was at Koh Samui in Thailand. Small island, very beautiful property, Conrad Koh Samui. The moment I went there, my daughter and me, we were there. And immediately, she greeted me, "Welcome, Mr. Kamdar." And I was quite surprised. I say, how does she know me? Okay, maybe the reservation is there, so she knows me. How was your flight from Phuket to Koh Samui? We have a little bit of turbulence around here. Was it okay? That's another surprise because she is aware that I am coming from Phuket. Sir, rest assured, you have taken all cares of all your need. And since you are vegetarian, our chef is ready to serve you some delightful food items from tomorrow morning at every breakfast that you will have at our place. How more warmth, how more customized, how more heartful a reception you can think of. This is the kind of thing. And finally, what clinched the whole thing? When we went into the bedroom, the Conrad has panda, a stuffed panda toy as their mascot. And everywhere, wherever small children are traveling with you, they give it to you. My granddaughter was with us, so I expected it would be there. But then both the bedrooms, the one where me and Namrata were staying, The another one where my daughter and my son-in-law was there, and my granddaughter was going to be there. They had two pandas sitting, resting on the pillow, wearing a bathrobe with a name written on it, Dilip, Namrata, Purvi, Vipin. This is the kind of care that's being taken care of. So need for that human connection. They have a program, of course created by AI and whatever best of the technology, but that is totally aimed at that human connection. The second need for hospitality industry is consistency, which builds trust. For me, it's one of the biggest challenge. I run 3 Uttar Dakshins across 3 parts of the town. And my guest expects the sambar to be tasting the same, whether it is 8 o'clock in the morning, or 12 noon, or 6 in the evening, whether it is in one part of the city or in the second part of the city. And many a times, believe me, the trust plays a very, very important role. When we opened the first branch, we used to get people who used to come and tell me, the sambar there in sambar here is perhaps not the same. Maybe you have different cooks. And then used to begin the education exercise. We used to tell them, sir, the sambar comes from the same central kitchen. It's only your perception that you are eating in a different environment that makes you feel so. And now over a period of time, so many of them have been educated that they have full trust that whatever time they come to Naivedyam, it would be the same. So hospitality is all about trusting your partner. Whenever you choose a restaurant, whenever you choose a hotel, or whenever you choose an event space, it's the trust that matters. And trust is only built through consistency. Fail once and you have lost them forever. That's the watchword. So you cannot fail there. The next one is safety and comfort. People come to a hotel, people come to an event space, they are away from their home. And their biggest concern is they need to be safe. They need to be comfortable. And this is the baseline agreement between you and your customer. You have to make all the effort to ensure that whatever he has expected is delivered. And if it is not delivered, if there is any feedback, you must make a consistent effort to ensure that you go up on that particular rating. That's what is required. Moving on, the memories are the real product. People don't come to your place only to eat food. They don't come to host an event. They come because finally the feeling, the memories of that event is going to be them for the lifetime. So the product is not that food that you served. Product is not the kind of decor that was there. Finally, they are going to remember how well were they received, how they felt, what was being served to them, how was it being served to them, were they comfortable or not. And in today's time, especially, the weddings are as it is known as big, fat Indian weddings. That's where memories is one that creates everything. And hospitality is all about service, and service is the most sacred part of hospitality. We Indians have always been taught, Atithi Devo Bhava. The guest is God, and we have taken it further. Our food is also offering to the God, which is the guest. But this is not only limited to India. If you go to the Japan, they call it the Auminotashi, which is the tea ceremony. It is never about the tea, but it is about the way ritually the tea is being offered to the guest. That is more important. Go to Arabia and Bedouins. They have made hospitality the code of honor. It's Atithi Devo Bhava primarily means that the guest is the God that has come to our door. And how do we honor them? We honor him by being something more than what we can be. That is the watchword. That is what we need to do. So, these 5 eternal truths as far as this industry is concerned have become for me and for Naivedyam a ever usable, ever guiding principles or the compass. Look at the compass and it will always point to true north. All these 5 truths are my true north. They point me in the right direction. So when people ask me, how do you see the future of this industry? Are you worried? Do you have fear? I always say no. In fact, I look at as an industry which is full of opportunity. Look at the history of hospitality. It started 4,000, 5,000 years before. And what was the tourism at that point of time? It was merely pilgrimage, or maybe to finding newer lands, or finding newer business opportunities. From then to now, it's adventure tourism, it's staycation, it's beach leisure, it's a working away from home, and so many things. And now, hospitality has, even sky is not the limit, because maybe in some time of tomorrow, the next generation will have a space travel also. So maybe in a hotel in the space is not far away dream. I see hospitality as a deeper finding of humanness. I see this as where you create joy in every plate, in every stay, and in every gathering. So joy is the main ingredient. And believe me, friends, joy is limitless. Thank you very much.